We continue with our series on local schools with a visit to Arlington Memorial High School. There, we met with Principal Sarah Pickering for a conversation about what's going on at the home of the Eagles and some of the programs they have available for their students. Along the way, we also talked about some of the other issues in education that have a national resonance, like the challenges schools face coming out of the COVID pandemic and artificial intelligence. Principal Sarah Pickering, thank you very much for making the time for this conversation. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Must be nice to be back in school.
Great to be back. We had an amazing start to the year. Our students have come back energized. Our faculty and staff are dedicated. It's been a great start to the year.
So tell us a little bit about some of the new initiatives that you have going on or new programs that may be launching this year. What's new at Arlington Memorial High School that folks ought to know about?
We don't have a lot of new initiatives. Over the last few years, we have started really honing in on relevant instruction, opportunities for students at the middle level that looks like flexible classes where students can choose activities based on interest. The other piece is we are really trying to get great at embracing the flexible pathways and providing opportunities for our high school students to engage in dual enrollment, advanced placement classes, internships, work-based learning, access to the Southwest Technical Center. Those are all really important for students to start thinking about what life looks like post-secondary. And it gives them the opportunity to engage in activities they think they might be interested in and figure out whether they really are or not prior to making some bigger decisions, after school.
One of the things I know you've been doing for a couple of years now, which is kind of interesting, and I think, I'm not sure if it's unique to Arlington, but certainly unusual for a lot of schools in Vermont, is you have a Chinese language program.
Yes.
I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about that.
The Chinese language program has been here for 7 or 8 years, possibly even a little bit longer. Our teacher, Lei Lu, is from China and brings great language and culture to our community. We have decided that this year our 6th graders are getting an experience into an introduction to Chinese, hoping to get more students interested in the language in their high school years. And in 8th grade, students can take Chinese 1. And so they can get a high school credit in 8th grade for a language. And it also allows our students in the upper grades as juniors and seniors to take more advanced Chinese, Chinese 4 and Chinese 5. We have also had students who have been interested in sitting for the AP Chinese language exam.
Wow, that's
It
great.
also brings the culture to the school. And that's really important. And last year we did the International Cultures Night and celebrated lots of cultures that are here in Vermont and really focused on some Chinese cultures and had performers from larger areas like New York City and Albany join us for the evening.
And I see you're also doing, I guess it's like a parent portal, the Infinite Campus.
Infinite Campus is our student information system, and it holds all of our student information. This year, we're really focusing on having our parents access the parent portal and families so that they can get some real-time information on how their children are doing in school. So student grades and assignments are in that portal and parents can access that. I would urge not daily, but frequently to see how their children are doing in school. And that really is our main communication tool. So if parents are concerned, reaching out to the teacher on record to talk about how together we can support the children in school.
So we're hopefully coming out of the COVID pandemic era. And I guess across the nation, it seems like schools are kind of grappling with bringing students kind of up to grade level. Some of them have maybe missed time in the classroom. over the past couple of years. I know a lot of schools went back to in-person as quickly as possible, but it seems like a lot of places, students are still struggling, both academically and also perhaps in terms of the mental health side of things. I wonder, are you seeing anything along in both those areas here, or do you have any thoughts in mind of how you're going to address those?
We were really fortunate at Arlington that we came back 4 out of 5 days. Anybody who was interested in returning in September of 2020 was able to. We did have a small percentage of students who remained online, and our teachers did a hybrid learning option. We have seen some lack of engagement. We have seen some attendance, decrease in attendance. However, I'm not sure that it has totally been as a result of COVID. And there was some anticipation that this was coming from, use of technology, social media, how students were perceiving themselves and what engagement looked like and what real-time information was. Way back in 2017, 2018, we started having these thoughts and conversations. I don't think COVID helped. However, not to look back, but to think about where we are now and what we can do for students. We have a social emotional learning program that happens during advisory time. We make sure that all students are connected to at least one trusted adult in the building who they can, talk to, have conversations with, whether it be academic or social emotional concerns they might have. I think we're doing okay. We are addressing academic concerns as they arise. We have multi-tiered systems of support. We have an SOS team, which supports students emotionally, social emotionally. We have a licensed social worker on staff. So both sides, academic and social emotional, we are well prepared to meet the needs of all of our learners.
Another issue that's come up, I know, in some schools has been the whole question of how to deal with emerging technologies around artificial intelligence, like large language model programs, I think they're called, generative AI, like GNAT-TV, I guess is the best known one. Any conversations you've been having with your staff and teachers around that about how to deal with that? Or
we have had a couple isolated incidents of potential use of ChatGPT or AI. And I'm a believer that, and I think our staff as well, believe that technology is always evolving. We are always going to be up against some technology, and that it's really critical for us to be teaching students proper use of the technology, what it might be its best use, and also thinking about if somebody plagiarizes or uses it and it's not their authentic writing, then we have protocols in place. I think it falls under plagiarism or could potentially. We currently don't have any policies or procedures or administrative regulations specific to that AI.
Well, it's still early on.
It's still early, and it will evolve into something, I'm sure.
Well, and no doubt about that.
As with everything in education, as it comes, we, build the plane sometimes while we're flying it and try to figure out what's in the best interest of our learners.
Right. And staffing-wise, you're fully staffed and have all
fully staffed for the most part. Everyone is hired. We are still waiting on a teacher's arrival. However, we are fully staffed and hired. So that is really good news. It really supports students and provides opportunities for administrators to do administrative tasks and teachers to focus on teaching. We have great support in the school too. Our paraprofessionals are amazing, and we're fully staffed there. So we are in very good shape at Arlington.
It sounds like the year is off to a good start then.
It's off to a great start.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Principal Pickering, for your time. Always a pleasure coming by to talk with you, and good luck the rest of the school year.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure.
All right. It's interesting to note that the original Arlington High School was built in 1921, but that building was destroyed in a fire in 1940. The current building was built soon after to replace it, and named Arlington Memorial High School to honor Arlington's veterans of all wars. For the GNAT-TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.